All right, Toby, what do you think is going to happen in the Planet Destroyer?
I imagine that the team finds a distress signal on a planet, only to find out that the planet is a man-eating flytrap of a planet. And they have to blow this planet up because it is hell-bent on eating anything that happens to be near it.
That's really, really cool.
I wish the episode was that cool.
Hello, welcome to Infinity and Rewind, a Buzz Lightyear of Star Command rewatch, review, cultural contextualization, general discussions show. I am your co-host, Victor.
I am your other co-host, Toby.
And I'm Alexander. I'm also here.
So, this episode, we watched The Planet Destroyer, the 7th aired production code number 6.
I actually had a good time with this one. I thought it was a really fun, cool to have a Mira-based episode. I'm always excited to see Mira episodes. Because this one, I think, was probably one of the more interesting ones. It was also a Zurg episode! Let's go for me!
Woo!
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen him,
Since the pilot.
Yeah, properly.
As the villain, yeah.
As the villain himself, this is the first time we've seen him in the series proper.
Obviously, he's been there since, Torquemada, but,
He was just straight up gone for, 3 episodes.
Yeah, he was chilling, but now he's back.
Well, no, he was literally in the last one, No Story 2.
Yeah, but he was gone for a while. I don't mean... he was in the last one, but he was gone for Gravatina, XL, Little Secrets, and Inside Job. I don't count the laughter in XL.
Exciting for me, because I love Zurg. Zurg is just a really fun character in general. And once again, it is still adding to my, headcanon gay man from New York that lives with his mother.
Amazing.
Well, let's get to the episode description then.
Yeah,
What happens?
I didn't remember any of this one hardly.
So this one starts off with a crook giving bad money to some guy in order to buy himself a drink, only to find out that the stall worker is, it was Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
And he just pulls off his mask and they do this really, pretty fun chase, tracking this guy down Trade World. There's a really cool moment where Mira walks through the wall and captures this guy. While they are trying to track down this guy, Booster and XR up in the ship notice that there's a bunch of, static and, weird things happening with their transmission, only to, once they capture the guy and start making their way out back to the ship, this purple light just envelops the world and makes it disappear, with Zurg saying that, oh yeah, that's me, I destroyed that motherfucker. I have destroyed this one.
He calls the Galactic Alliance.
Or the Galactic Alliance calls him.
The Galactic Alliance calls him.
That's right, yeah.
And they're like, hey, what the fuck?
Wild that they have a direct line to this guy.
Everybody has.
Yeah.
They just have this guy's phone number.
Everybody has everybody's phone number, I guess.
Yep.
Insane.
But yeah, they call Zurg and they're like, we're not going to surrender. Just do your worst. And he's like, sure, I will. Literally, does lotto to, when the ones, classic ones that you spin and then pull a name out.
A bingo thing.
Yeah, a bingo thing to decide which planet to do next. And he decides on Tangia, which happens to be Mira's homeworld. Will be the next one to be destroyed.
And so she goes there, she talks to her dad, who is, the best way I can describe him is, you said he was, a blue Nigel Thornberry. You are 100% right, but also if you put him in a sexy man filter.
Yeah, he's he's got the mustache, the red hair, he's got the same nose shape.
Yeah.
And,
it's just your classic British guy look.
He's just a redheaded British guy. He's just fancied up Nigel Thornberry.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also racist.
Wildly.
Just like your classic British guy.
In which he says, no, we'll be fine. We can handle this. Only for his planet to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Violently.
Yeah, despite the fact that they put up, a special net around the planet.
Yeah. Despite they were, trying to make sure that nothing would happen to it, and lo and behold, something happens to it. And the guys very poorly try to comfort Mira since her planet has just been decimated, only for her to feel like something's off. She can feel something happening. She can feel
can
her
still
planet.
yeah, she can still sense that like her planet's out there and not destroyed. It's just not where it's supposed to be.
And so the guys are just like, okay, she's lost her mind. This is fine. After that, the Galactic Alliance decides, okay, maybe we should work out a surrender with Zurg because this is kind of fucked up. While they are doing that, Zurg literally rolls out the red carpet for himself.
The purple carpet
For himself to enjoy his time with this surrender. The team are out in space trying to see if they can find anything about this planet destroyer. Only for Mira to tell the guys, like, hey, we actually don't need to go out this way, we need to go this way. I can literally feel the planet over here.
Buzz's plan was to go to Planet Z because, you know, he knows how Zurg works. He assumes that he knows best. But Mira's like, nope, it's in this other location, and tries to wrench the controls away from Buzz. Has to, like, explain, like, no, I know it's just out there somewhere. It's just weird mental powers I don't know how to explain because I haven't gone proper training as a Tenjian. And Buzz is like, 1, don't do that again. 2, yes, we'll do your plan. Let's go where you think that they are.
Yeah. Specifically, she was sensing they were looking for, like, where the planet destroyer itself was, the
Yes.
big weapon.
Yes.
So they end up finding out that it's in another dimension. And they manage to make their way there.
I think they find the thing,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it blasts them into the other dimension.
That's right. They find the thing, and it blasts them into the other dimension, where they find Trade Planet is totally okay. And then on the horizon of that planet is Tangia. And then,
And gravity is not making them crash into each other at all because this is a pocket dimension, so it's fine.
don't worry about it.
There's also a bunch of other planets there.
Oh, yeah. They've been testing that thing out for a while.
Yeah, presumably like ones that aren't occupied by people. Like there were some gas giants there. I doubt that there was like people like living on those planets.
Yeah, no one just noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Would we really notice if Jupiter was gone?
Probably not for a while. Unless someone was like looking.
The astronomers would be fucked.
Yeah.
While they see Tangia on the horizon, Mira's terrible dad slams into the windshield of the ship with his terrible spacesuit.
His peacock of a spacesuit.
It's so medieval times. Not like actual medieval times. I'm talking about the restaurant.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
He phases onto the ship and talks to Mira about how, like, no, we don't need Star Command. I can figure this out myself.
Using my, superior mental powers as a Tenjian, I'm going to like go find the thing and phase into it, pass its defenses, and like take care of this myself. And Mira's like, well, what about the thing, people on the thing that are gonna shoot at you as soon as you get in there? And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So Buzz tells Mira and her father that they should both go, and they do. They work together. It's a very sweet time of them working together to get on the ship. Mira has an awesome bit of action that she gets to fight, like the Hornet robots, and comes to find out she does need to work on her powers more because her dad is able to like scoop into one of the brain's mind to find out how to actually work the thing. And she was like, oh, you can do that without like scrambling them?
You don't have to just scramble them and threaten them. You can just actually read their minds.
Neat. I want to learn that. While this is happening, Zurg is having a great time gloating and talking about the terms of the surrender, which includes, but is not limited to, being in corporate hell,
Mind control helmets.
mind control helmets, and no dental. Which is really funny. Only for the team to come back, tell them that nothing is destroyed, they're just in another dimension and we'll get them back.
No, they actually just like see them on screen,
That's right.
reappear. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, Trade World and Tangier are actually back now.
This does imply that Trade World and Tangia were relatively close together in the first place.
They are now, in any case.
Yeah, fair.
And Zurg escapes back to his ship only to be transported with the planet destroyer into that separate pocket dimension.
And then Mira learns how to like read the minds of like one of the brain pods that is still there and is thoroughly disgusted by the thoughts this guy has.
And then he makes a weird moaning sound and then the episode is over. Well, with our plot description done, should we head over to the intermission?
Let's go.
Again.
All right. Hello, welcome to the intermission. We have another game.
Awesome. Let's go.
This one is a bracket.
Bracket.
I have 8 different alien species.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2 at a time. You have to tell me which one you think is from this show.
Okay.
And then we're going to like bracket it up into like what you think the final guess of what you think is the real one from the show.
We will say ahead of time, there is more than one that is from the show, but your goal is to get like your final one for sure be from the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So your first pair,
Mm-hmm.
which one is from this show? The Clorm or the Yokians?
Clorm.
Mm-hmm. Which one is from the show? Shragarakians or Bugardians?
Oh, fuck. One of those is very familiar. I'm going to say it's the Shagarakians, because that one seems less familiar to me.
Which one is from the show? Phlegmians or Binopinardians?
Ooh. The second one, I'm going to say, just because, like, that is a...
The Binopinardian
Yeah.
is the one you're guessing?
Yeah.
And which one is from the show? Kusaligoopa or Yugopotamians?
Kusalagoops.
All right, we've got it down. Which one is real and from the show? Clorm or Shragarakians?
Clorms.
Okay.
I'm going to fuck this up real.
Binopinardians or Kusaligoopa?
Pinardians.
And which one is real and from the show? Clorm or Binopinardians?
The Clorm would be the easy one.
You going with that one?
I'm going to go with that one.
You did get it.
Hey!
You were real close in that you got most of the correct ones. The real ones.
Uh-huh.
Shragarakians.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, we just gave away Shagarakians. Give all the names again.
Okay.
See if Toby can guess what all the real ones are.
Okay. So, the full list.
So you already know Shagarakians and Clorm.
Kusaligoopa, Yokians, Phlegmians, Bugardians, Binopinardians.
I'm going to say the Phlegmians and the Guardians.
Bugardians are not from the show.
Oh, which one's that one from?
I was actually going to make this a little bonus round. So, can I tell them all the real ones?
Yes.
So, the Shragarakians, Binopinardians, Clorm, and Phlegmians are from this show. I actually got kind of nervous because the Phlegmians appear for the first time in this episode.
Oh,
It had a little sign under his name, so I was like, "Oh no, has this been messed up?"
It was the Flem guy, yeah.
Oh, the gross dude. Okay.
Yeah, Senator Flemex.
Yeah.
is a Flemnian.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have you guess what the fake ones are from.
I know the Yokians. I know the...
Where were they from?
Well, that's from Jimmy Neutron.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
We've got the Kusaligoopa.
I don't know where that's from.
It's actually just one guy. It's the imaginary friend from Dexter's Lab.
Oh my god.
Kusi. Yugopotamians.
That's familiar, but I can't for the life of me place where the hell that's one.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, that's
Mark
right.
Chang!
And I would not expect you to know the Bugardians because they are from Treasure Planet. They are only named in bonus materials.
Awesome.
We did kind of try to trip you up by pairing two of the real ones together during the first bracket and two of the fake ones together. The only reason you didn't get all the real ones on your first go was because the quiz was designed not to let you do that.
Yeah.
So valid.
But you got it right in the end.
Good job!
All right, back to the show.
Back to the show!
Hello and welcome back.
Hey.
What did you think of this episode, Toby?
I thought it was really fun. This is definitely not big showstopper, but it's not like one of the more downtrodden episodes either. I think it was a really nice Mira episode. And we love that here.
Love a mirror episode.
We love a good Mira episode.
So, we were introduced to a new character. I have to know, what is your opinion on Lardak Lurdak?
I thought he was voiced by Richard Horvitz for the longest goddamn time.
For the record, for context, Lardak Lurdak is the criminal that Buzz and Mira are apprehending in the very beginning of the episode. We did not actually say his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, his voice was just like so... It was either like Paul Robson or Rob Paulson. I'm gonna screw that guy's name up for the rest of my life.
It was
Rob
actually
Paulson or like...
It was actually the same voice actor as Tremendor from the Inside Job episode.
It was Kevin Michael Richardson.
Oh, okay. Right on. Welcome
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. So our other, important new character, King Nova. What's your opinion on King Nova?
I'm not a fan. I'm never a fan of like the space racist character
That's fair.
ever.
We get a lot more of King Nova, but
He does get better over time, but it's like one of those things where it's like, if the show had a proper continuity, you would see him more.
yeah, he grows throughout the show at least. Because I forgot that they had set up a continuity thing in this episode, which is learning how to mind read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is voiced by John O'Hurley.
Oh.
For voice acting, the thing I would recognize him most from is he is King Neptune in the SpongeBob TV series, not the movie. But so like the version who's got like the long flowing hair and the big mustache.
Oh, that's crazy.
He was also Elaine's boss in Seinfeld, or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Is it Seinfeld? Okay.
Seinfeld.
Victor was making fun of me for saying it wrong the other day, so now I'm self-conscious about whether or not I'm saying it right.
Don't worry.
I don't remember the name of the character, but like...
Go ahead,
I was going to say, once again, we have another Seinfeld connection to this show.
Yeah. He was Dr. James Granger in 26 episodes of The Young and the Restless.
What? Oh my god! My mom used to watch the shit out of that.
And he was Stephen Slade in 75 episodes of Santa Barbara.
Good for him.
So he does he does the live action stuff mostly.
Right on.
Now, King Nova grows throughout the show, but he sure is calling all of Mira's friends like monkeys in this episode.
Not great.
And he's like, oh, if you hang around monkeys, you'll start to act like them.
Very 90s.
Yeah. He's royalty. He's a literal blue blood.
Oh, God.
I do think the fact that he's like, humans, like he's calling them monkeys does hint at a thing about Tangians that we get like much later in the series. But there is an episode where that becomes kind of relevant, that they are not primate derived.
Oh, okay. You don't really... There's not a lot of backdrops for Tangia, so I'm not quite sure what to derive from their thing. Other than that terrible, terrible space outfit that Mira's father wears, which is just peak medieval futurism, is I guess the best way I can describe it. Because it's not steampunk like you think it would be derived from, but it's definitely different.
It's very colorful. It's got like a feather on top. It's got like a weird looking medieval mask.
Yeah.
So, friends of the show, Steel and Ranger, they had found the press kit for Buzz Lightyear Star Command the series.
Ooh.
And one of the things that Steel pointed out earlier today to me was that, according to Tad Stones, producer of the show, they watched a lot of, specifically 1950s science fiction movies to get inspiration for this series. So there'd be less steampunk of inspiration for odd things and more like whatever was the aesthetic at the time.
One thing I think is just funny to discuss with this episode is that I had fully combined this episode with another one in my mind.
Oh.
And now that I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, it makes sense that those are two very different things. I had fully had this one mixed up with an episode called The Star Smasher.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, like, it'll make sense why when we get to that one, but both involve destroying large bodies in space. I do have a question, though, which is, like, Zurg never justifies the fact that the so-called planet destroyer just teleports things, and he knows that it does this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the grubs were trying to impress me and they fucked up, like, with the nearly unbreakable bonds thing. It's just like, it doesn't actually destroy anything.
I don't think this was ever established canon, but I know, like, a fanon reason for that would be, like, he wanted the planets to be intact so he could rule over them later. Because, what's the point of ruling over the galaxy if you, like, destroyed everything?
If you don't get all of it.
Exactly. Like, so his plan was probably to bring them back and be like, hey, everyone else surrendered, so you have to, too.
This is where my particular theory of Zurg being a gay man from New York living with his mother, that he fully did not intend to like keep these planets safe. This was totally just a huge big ass bluff. He has fucked it up. He is not telling anybody. He is still rolling with it. This man's been to Broadway too many times to not try and fucking get his way.
We did see him picking out curtains in this episode.
He was picking out curtains is the thing.
Curtains for the new Capital Planet Hall.
Exactly.
Also, this is just a, politics joke, but like, if the ruler of my planet or my conglomeration of planets said, go ahead, do your worst, and then they chose to blow up my planet to do their worst, I would never vote for that politician again.
Oh, yeah. royally pissed.
Yeah, no, they would have torn her apart.
It's a good thing it happened to Tangia, which notably does not have an ambassador on Trade World.
Or Capital Planet.
Oh, yeah, Capital Planet, sorry.
No worries.
There's too many planet names, and they're all the same.
So did you have any, like, things you noticed or favorite bits in this episode?
I think definitely my favorite bit is just seeing Zerg come back. I always have a blast whenever he comes on, because, like, fucking Wayne Knight fucking eats the scenery every time. He's just a joy to watch on, like, shows like that. He's just a really good villain, or just a sniveling asshole. It's great. He does it well.
What about you, hon?
I still can't get over that brain pod being so weird at the fact that Mira was, like, you know, reading his mind. It's like the weird sounds he makes afterwards and, like, the weird look he has on his face. Because he has no, like, mouth or anything, it's hard to tell if he was, like, enjoying it or not.
Yeah.
And it's very uncomfortable if you read it as he was enjoying it.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you wouldn't believe the, like, heinous thoughts in this guy's head or something like that.
This man's a
And
freak.
then it, like, does the, like, cartoon circle out and he's going, like, It's so gross.
Oh, no.
Oh, great googly moogly. What was your favorite bit?
This is not something we've mentioned yet. XR is a raging asshole in this episode.
Oh, yeah, he is,
Yeah.
actually.
And it's so funny. He's just a huge dick for no reason. He's, like, making fun of Booster. He's, like, mocking Mira behind her back. He's really not having any of it this episode.
He knows that he's not the main character in this one, and he's pissed.
He went through some rough stuff last week. He's just venting.
It's like, yeah, you guys weren't there for me when I was, like, being attacked. He's like, yes, we were. What are you talking about?
Let a man vent on Maine.
Yeah. This one was, which animation company was it?
Hannah Animation. So the same people who did XL, which is the only other one I think we saw already, but also, like, for people who already know the show, they also did episodes like Plasma Monster, Clone Ranger, Yukari Imprint, Shape Stealer.
Okay.
You're gonna love Shape Stealer.
Dope.
Man, I can't wait till we get to
And
Plasma Monster.
And they also did Conspiracy, which is one of the other, like, banned for terrorism ones.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Yippee!
From what at least I've seen, Hana has definitely been one of the animation companies that has been, like, so far, one of the more consistently good companies.
Yeah. I think their episodes are generally pretty good from what I remember. They're kind of...
I believe when we watched XL, we noticed how it wasn't, like, icy flashy.
Yeah.
I think that was, like, after many episodes of just getting
Literally,
flashbanged.
Literally 2, yes.
Yeah. 2 episodes of getting straight up flashbanged was enough.
Yes.
They do a lot of interesting expressions in this one. I noted that Buzz has a lot of real stink faces in this, and they do a lot of interesting angles.
Everyone has weird stink faces in this, to be fair.
True, they do. They give a wide range of expression, a lot of which are stink faces, and they give, like, Zerg they make his horns, like, expressionate, like they flop over when he's disappointed or sad or something.
That's cute. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Those grubs sure did die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Zerg runs out of purple carpet because his, like, funny little thing that was producing the carpet, like, malfunctions and falls to the ground. And so he's just like, grubs that are, you know, holding my cape, get over there and, like, be the rest of my carpet. And he just, like, smashes them as he steps on them. There's a very visceral crunching sound.
Yeah, there's, like, a wet crunching sound, and then you don't see them again.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I do appreciate, like, introducing the fact that, like, yeah, Mira can walk through walls and stuff, but she can also, like, actually read minds. And, you know, there's other powers that she just doesn't know how to do because she never, like, finished her, like, Tenjian training because she wanted to go be a space ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we do see her, like, using the mind reading and stuff later in the series, like, now that it's been introduced.
She can sense her people, but she doesn't know how to describe it because it's not, like, a thing that she actually learned the term for during her training.
Yeah. It's a little world building, a
Yeah.
little species and culture building.
I love it.
It does mean also that, like, in the episode where she does brain to scramble someone's brain, she didn't have to do that. She could have just, like, read his mind if she knew that ahead of time.
It's fine.
It's fine. She was using the tools she had at hand.
Literally her hand. That is her tool.
Yep.
I have one question, but is there anything else you guys want to discuss real quick?
Nothing I can think of at the moment.
So my question was, Mira is one of the more popular characters in the fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there are people who are weird about her because she is a blue-skinned alien princess, but I, having been in a very niche part of the fandom, don't have a lot of experience with Mira fans, but what can you tell me about the general, like, fan climate and stuff around Mira and what they do with her now that we've got, like, a Mira lore episode a little bit?
So, my context for this is my friend Ranger, who does things like make an entire dating sim for Mira because she's specifically wanting to test how to, like, make, visual novels, and decides, why not make one with my favorite character, Mira? You get people like Ranger who try to actually, like, add lore and backstory to Mira. This is not a spoiler because it's never mentioned, but we never see Mira's mom.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know, like, what her mom was like and how much of her personality could have been, like, from that or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you get, like, a lot of headcanons and world building and stuff, just, like, extrapolating from stuff that the show doesn't, like, give you with fans who are so invested in this character but are not given enough because there's too much focus on the boys.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you get the other half of the fandom, with of the Mira fans, which are the ones who are just like, I'm a straight guy who likes sexy women.
Yeah. Mira gets a lot of, like, there's a lot of stuff you can do with Mira because there's so much building around her and her planet and her culture that...
And her powers and stuff.
Yeah, and her powers that it's like, here's a lot of extrapolation you can do. We've given you all the hints, do something with it, which is fun with Mira. Most of my experience was seeing her being the most popular, because she's the only girl, being the most popular person to, like, put in various ships.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Buzz, people will ship her in XR, which I think is... people want to be dramatic with it, but I think it has the potential to be extremely funny, like, toxic college boyfriend-girlfriend is
God.
the way I would go with that. Just considering some of the ways they interact.
Oh, God, the boy room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, like,
they ship her with Warp as well, yeah.
I've seen people ship her with Nose 4A2.
Mm-hmm. She has a canon ex boyfriend who she's on good terms with by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Who she is shipped with, as well as a canon fiance.
Yeah, canon fiance, canon ex-boyfriend.
Not the same person.
Yeah. Personally, I'm here for her and her ex-boyfriend. But
I do think it's funny for the ex-fiance, just because you'll see when you meet him. Like, we mentioned his name before.
yeah.
And you had a fun reaction to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I do like that Tangia is kind of halfway between, like, Victorian British and, like, Rococo French.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know if you noticed this, but as Mira and her dad were, like, exiting, like, the building that they were in on Tangia,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't go through a door. They faced through the wall.
Oh, I did not notice that.
This is how the entire building is.
Okay.
That's how all the Tangian royal buildings are.
Awesome.
They have no doors.
Who needs doors?
You can just face through it. It's fine. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
They have no windows either, because who needs natural lighting, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
depressing.
Yeah, this was a fun one. It's very, very fast-paced. It goes along at a nice clip.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a good paced episode. Not too fast, not too slow. You get some very nice Mira lore. And I got to see Zurg once again.
Yeah,
Yay.
you got some good Zerg
I
content.
got some good Zurg content.
you got to see Zerg stepping on people. You got to see Zerg picking out curtains. You got to see Zerg busting through the ceiling to escape.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. That's fun.
Everybody loves blowing a hole in the ceiling to exit in this series.
Yeah, that's like the go-to way people, like, escape from buildings.
I can think of it happening at least 3 times.
Yeah.
Awesome. We love it.
Like, most of the time it's in space, and so, suction happens, but this time was on a planet, so
Solid episode.
Pretty solid.
I think this is our shortest one yet.
Let's go.
Like, we didn't, like, honestly, there's not really much to say about this one, other than, like, what we already went over, because it was, like, just very fast and just not much new to add to it. Like, there wasn't even any, like, robots rights things, because the robots weren't, like, featured in this one.
Do we want a Lurdak watch?
I don't know, do we?
No, we've already got a Smeagol watch.
Thank you all again. This has been a fantastic episode. I'm excited. What's the next thing on the docket?
Next thing is the Beast of Karn.
Ooh, this is one of my favorites.
Ooh.
This is one that we referenced in a previous quiz, I believe, right?
I believe so.
Ooh, all right, let's go.
All right.
Hello, it is editor Alexander recording several months down the line because it took me that long to actually edit these episodes. I'm here to interject with everyone's social media information because all these older episodes are very out of date. You can find our co-host Toby on Blue Sky at Toby Langley. You can find our co-host Victor on Tumblr, Ko-fi, and Blue Sky, all under the name Python Melon. Don't find me as per usual, but do follow our Mercury Melon YouTube channel, support us on our Mercury Melon Patreon, and if you have any information about Buzz Lightyear Star Command, either as a fan, any fan works you may have made in the past, any fandom lore that you know of that we don't know or that we may have gotten wrong due to misremembering it, you can email us at mercurymelonyt@gmail.com.
Awesome.
So what do we say when we end the show?
All space cops are bastards.
ACAB.
ACAB!
Bye.
Bye!